welcome to the vlog. As you can see, I am in my bathroom this morning. Right now it is 8:45. I slept in a tiny bit just because I don't know why the past couple of nights I have not been sleeping that well. And specifically last night I had some really bad dreams. However, the reason we are in my bathroom is because we're going to be doing some ovulation tracking. I'm so excited, but in about like 2.5 weeks time, I'm expecting my period, and my husband and I are starting our IVF journey with that cycle. So this cycle and this ovulation that is happening probably within this week is technically the last time my husband and I are going to be trying naturally. I don't know why I'm going like this, but that's just how I feel because it's been almost 2.5 years of us trying naturally. And between me and you, I have seen so many people get pregnant the month before starting IVF, just like miraculously. So I'm not giving up any hope. And honestly, through this journey, I've never really shown you guys how I've tracked. So the old school way is using ovulation strips, and I've just like glued them into a book. So we started trying October 2022, but the first 2 months I didn't track. It was only this cycle that I decided to start tracking. And as you can see, I would do like cycle day, I would leave some notes, I would mark an asterisk for baby dancing. Some months, like as you can see, I think we were away this month, so that's why I didn't really track, but I tried my best. I started adding things and like doing different techniques as I was going through it. So like I would add my temperature, which I was taking through a thermometer. And then the pink strips, as you can see, are pregnancy tests. So I did this for quite some time. The very last time I tracked my ovulation in general was October 2024. The reason I stopped tracking, so that means November, December, January, 3 months I did not track. There's a couple of reasons, but mainly I just wanted to enjoy baby dancing with my husband. If you're going through infertility, it is so hard because it gets to a point where everything is like scheduled and it feels like quote unquote forced. It doesn't feel as natural or like as intimate. Infertility kind of like just sucks that out. And in October, we found out we got bumped up on the funded waitlist for IVF to like January, February. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. We're just gonna enjoy it. If it happens, if it happens. If it doesn't, then we're doing IVF. However, like I mentioned, this is the last month that we have to try naturally, so I'm going to track it. I always used these easy at home ovulation tests from Amazon. I will link them below, but honestly, they're not super accurate because it only tracks your LH. If you really want to get into your TTC journey, I highly recommend this Mira hormone tracking monitor. This video is not sponsored by them. I did do a sponsored post last month with them on Instagram, but honestly I did try it in January and it was awesome. So it just comes in this little box and it's basically like a little at-home lab but in the palm of your hand. So as you can see, in comparison to my hand, it's pretty small. It uses AI technology and it has a 99.9% lab grade accuracy. It's honestly pretty simple to use. You just have to turn on the monitor and you download the free Mira app. Just create a little profile, and honestly it's so interesting. It has so much information. It will track your hormones. Since I haven't used it this month, there's nothing to show, but we're gonna see throughout this week. And it's a lot better than ovulation strips because it tracks your LH, your FSH, your 3EG, and your PDG, which are all the most important hormones for ovulation tracking. So unlike the ovulation strips that just track your LH, with the Mira hormone monitor, it's tracking all of these other hormones that I mentioned, which helps indicate your fertile window, but it also does confirm your ovulation, which ovulation strips doesn't. It only tells you when you're about to ovulate or when your LH is high. So it's very interesting. I do have a code with Mira. It's just my name, Kayla, K-A-Y-L-A. We're gonna do both ways, and the only reason for that is I have a couple more of these left and I kind of just want to use them up. So I am just going to put that into my urine. I'm gonna hold it to the max line for 10 seconds. Now I'm just going to lie it flat and just just wait about 5 minutes. Now I am cycle day 13, so I'm starting my tracking a little bit later than people normally or typically do, but I have a longer cycle. Usually my cycle is about 30-31 days. So I find personally sometimes I ovulate like cycle day 14 all the way to like cycle day 19, whereas the typical, you know, 28-day cycle person usually ovulates on day 14, but that's just not true to me. So personally, that's why I'm starting a little bit later. Now we're gonna use the Mira hormone monitor. So I have two different, like, not strips, but they're actually called wands. We're gonna use both of them. So the first one is the ovum wand. This one's important because this one is the one that tracks the FSH. FSH is what helps predict ovulation, but it's also really good for fertility hormones in general because it can track how your fertility hormones are balanced in your body. And it's actually really cool because it can tell you how far you are away from menopause. I'm gonna insert the wand into the urine. It does have a cap on it, so you're gonna remove the cap and then put it on the side of the test. And the side that you took the cap off is where you're gonna insert that into the Mira monitor. So we are just going to insert it, and it's gonna take 16 minutes to, you know, calculate all of the results. And what's great about this is because I did link it to my app, it's already gonna just automatically sync to my phone. While we wait for that, this is what the ovulation strip is looking like. So the line is still really light, which means I'm not ovulating probably anytime soon. Now, because this is what I used for majority of our TTC journey, I used the Pre-Mom app. I'm gonna click where it says tests, and then I'm just gonna take a photo of the strip. And once I take a photo, it tells me kind of where I'm at. So usually peak is like 1, and right now we're at 0.18. So I'm gonna save that, and this will also track too, but again, not as accurate. Now I am going to use the Max wand. So this one tracks the 3 other hormones, your LH, E3G, and PDG. So this one helps predict ovulation as well, but it also confirms ovulation. So same idea, I'm gonna put this in my urine for 20 seconds. My LH was 3, and anything between 1 and 5 is considered low. My E3G is 113, which is low, like it's showing no even results for that. It's not detected yet. And then the PDG is -1. Good morning, happy cycle day 14. We are of course repeating everything I did yesterday today. I had to do this pretty quickly and pretty early this morning as I had to leave the house by 8:15 a.m. So I'm just gonna give you guys my results. My LH is at 3.9. My E3G is at 107.4, which is slightly down from cycle day 13, which is weird. I'm wondering if on cycle day 13 there was some sort of error. Next, the PDG is still less than 1. FSH is at 2.7. For FSH, the fertile window levels are typically between 1.4 and 9.9. So I think today is day 1 of starting my fertile window, which means ovulation is coming within the next few days. And my fertility is showing 4 out of 10 today. So it moved up a level, but it's still classified as low. Another day, another ovulation test. Today is cycle day 15. My results are slowly progressing finally. So my LH is at 13.2 from 3.9 yesterday, which is a large jump. E3G is at 107.5, so it's pretty similar to yesterday, meaning there's not enough yet to stimulate an LH surge and ovulation. PDG is less than 1 still, but my FSH has risen from 2.7 to 6.6. FSH rises with LH as the body prepares for ovulation, so this makes sense that both of them are rising. And my fertility is actually showing 8 out of 10 today, so it doubled from yesterday, which was 4 out of 10, and I'm now at high fertility, which means there's a high probability of conception today and moving forward. Good morning, cycle day 16. This morning I was so tired. I forgot to take my first morning pee, which was like 8 a.m. I was literally sitting there and then I was like, shit. So this is technically still morning pee, but it's my second one. It's like 9 a.m. right now, so it should still be okay. Okay, well, this is definitely super weird, and I think it might be because I didn't do or use my first pee of the day, but everything is slightly down, which is very frustrating. LH is at 5.2, E3G is at 88.8, PDG is at 1.4, and FSH is at 4.8. So everything is slightly lower than yesterday. I will say the second pee, so the pee that I used, I could definitely tell it was a little bit diluted because it wasn't as like dark yellow as my morning pee. So I'm thinking that's why. Even using the like easy at home ovulation strip, yesterday it was at 0.45 and today it's at 0.36. So honestly, I'm feeling a little bit frustrated right now that I forgot to use my morning pee. Overall, it's been a little bit funny this week just recording my ovulation again. So as you guys have seen, my numbers, especially with the Mira hormone monitor, have been fluctuating a bit. Based on my hormones and everything that I've been taking every morning, it says I ovulated 3 days ago, but in my mind, I feel like I missed it because I'm kind of like, what the heck? And this is honestly the struggle with tracking your period. I'm not too worried about it, but this is definitely something that I felt, you know, certain months over the last like 2.5 years of us trying. I will say there is a few reasons why I feel like I struggled a bit this week. The first is that I didn't have a lot of tests themselves. So with the ovulation strips from Amazon, I told you guys, I think at the beginning of the week, I only had a couple left. So I was only doing one a morning for like 3 or 4 days. And usually when I'm in my fertile window and like past months that I've tracked, I would do it like 3 times a day to really get that true LH surge, because sometimes the LH surge only lasts for like 8 or 12 hours. So if I'm doing it once every 24 hours, there's a possibility of me missing it. As well with the Mira hormone monitor wands, I only had 10 of each. I had 10 of the ovum ones and 10 of the max ones. So I didn't want to use those twice a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, because then I would have done it in 5 days. And then thirdly, that was actually my first time using the Mira hormone monitor, and it's great. Like when I look at, you know, my charts and all of the information it gives me, it tells me it confirmed that I'm now in my luteal phase. It's every day has told me like conception chances. Right now I'm at 1 out of 10. It says my fertile window ended 1 day ago, and like I said, I ovulated 3 days ago. I guess for myself, because it was the first time me using it, I wasn't really 100% sure of how it would look. I really felt like it would be like, hey, you're ovulating today, and like it would like blast that for me. I got this monitor in January, but I got it after I ovulated, so I only used it for a couple of days to kind of just test out my hormones, but not enough for me to be like super familiar with it. So it just happened like in my situation that I used it the last natural cycle we would be trying, and it's a learning progress. But like I said, like the charts themselves are full of so much information. Anyways, we baby danced every other day this past week anyways, so if it does happen, it happens. If it doesn't, it's okay. It's our last cycle and we're starting IVF I'm on cycle day 19, so I'm expecting in a week and a half. Before I do end the video out, you guys know I have been using Burden B prenatals for the last 2.5 years. Both Alan and I use the Power Prenatal for Women, and I add the CoQ10 Boost. This is something I have done since, I believe, January 2023. When we found out we were starting IVF in February, my fertility clinic told me to take 300 to 400 milligrams of CoQ10 per day. I believe total I'm taking I think even more than that. I think I'm taking 600 milligrams. So that wasn't really new for me. That was pretty much the only protocol they had told me that I needed to do, which I was already doing, so it was perfect. Alan uses the Power for Males plus CoQ10 Boost. I love Bird & Bees, one, because they're Canadian, they're also female founded, and all of their ingredients are very clean. I tag them a lot on Instagram, and they do follow me, which is cool. So they actually reached out to me, and they sent me the pack of prenatals we use. As well, they did send me some ovulation tests. So you may have noticed this morning, and I believe yesterday, a new version. I started using those ones because I ran out of the Amazon ones. And they also sent me early result pregnancy tests, so definitely gonna use these after we do the transfer. And they also sent me some thick socks, so they're just like white and like a dark navy blue, and on the bottom of them it says 1 step at a time, which is so cute. So that was very kind of them to send me this like little care package. I also do have a code with them. It is KD10, so KAYD10. That saves you 10% off of your first order using my code. As well, you can actually double that up with the 10% subscription. So if you sign up for their subscription, so you get it every X amount of days, like every 28 days or 30 days, whatever it is you sign up for, plus use my code, you can get 20% off, which is a steal. And obviously, if we did not get pregnant, we're gonna find out in like a week and a half. And if we didn't, then we're starting IVF, which is crazy. I know I keep saying this, but like, I can't believe it's here. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Make sure to subscribe to me down below so you don't miss any of my IVF videos. I'm gonna be documenting everything top to bottom, top to freaking bottom. So you guys are gonna be super informed about the process and how I'm experiencing it. Give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.